A cheaper version of Apple's Vision augmented reality headset has reportedly been fast-tracked. The goal is supposedly to have the scaled-back device on the market by next year. To accomplish this, Apple has allegedly halted work on the next generation high-end Vision Pro model. While the bleeding-edge technology of the Vision Pro draws praise, the $3,500 price remains a drawback, you don't say.
That's a nice way of putting it, a drawback.
In response, Apple is allegedly changing its focus away from the top-end models. Quote, the company is still working on releasing a more affordable Vision product with fewer features before the end of 2025, said the information. In addition to lowering the price, Apple is also reportedly planning to cut the weight by at least a third. That would be a very dramatic difference. That I would be
Dude,
impressed if
that
they
would
could do
make a
that.
huge difference, and that would be something that would make me a lot more interested in it. Because even though it's not like wearing a helmet made of lead on your head, it's like aluminum. It's definitely heavy.
Yeah, I think it's like equivalent to like wearing like a motorcycle helmet.
Yeah, except it just
Something
hangs
like
off
that.
the front of your face,
Yeah.
which is part of the problem.
Leaks indicate it is always Apple's intention to introduce high-end and low-end Vision products. The lower-end device is simply coming sooner than expected. What the cost for the more affordable version will be is unknown at this time, hopefully significantly below $3,500. I think I heard from another source that they were targeting $1,500. I mean, if they can reduce the weight by a third and reduce the price by $2,000, I mean, that would be sure. I would take that. That would be a pretty awesome product, and I'm sure it would like open up the sales to like an order of magnitude greater. I don't know how. I have my doubts that they would be able to do that by the end of next year because that's a very dramatic difference in cost. And
There's so many
presumably
features they could
set.
cut out of that thing, though.
Just get rid of the ghost eyes.
Get
Boom,
rid of the ghost
done.
eyes. You could even get rid of, I think maybe like the automatic moving of like the eyepieces and just have that be like a fixed thing. I mean, they'll probably degrade the quality of the screen, sadly. I mean, that's the one thing
I don't think Apple wants to degrade the quality of the screen. Like the reason the Vision Pro is so expensive is because Apple considers this to be like the minimum viable vision experience.
Yeah.
And, I don't really see how they could introduce like a lower cost product like that, especially while the regular Vision Pro is still for sale for, $2,000 more. Like, I have a hard time imagining what this product lineup will look like with the then 2.5-year-old Vision Pro, or what, 1.5-year-old Vision Pro on sale simultaneously with this product as well.
I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked if when they released a cheaper version of the product, they actually cut the price of the Vision Pro a little bit. So it's a little bit closer, like maybe $500 or something. But I don't know. When you say MVP, I think that's an interesting observation. They think that this is the most minimally viable product that they can release that's still high quality. But if it's an option between the product existing and not existing, I think there are features that could be cut, right? Like there are things that they could do to degrade the experience, but make it cheaper and more ubiquitous. Because I mean, the concept itself is great. Like once you wear this thing and you like have that floating window with you wherever you go, that is such an unbelievably convenient way to like watch videos and to view content as you're just out in the world. I could see this being popular, but yeah, not for $3,500 plus tax.
Have they done any like surveys? Have you received any surveys from Apple saying like, do you use this around other people?
I haven't. I've received no surveys of this sort.
I wonder if they know how. You would think they would. I mean, because I can't remember what the name of that feature is. The Ghost Eyes feature. I mean, eyesight, right? So that's completely useless if you're using it in a room by yourself, right? I mean,
it's completely useless. Just
it doesn't. The display, the external display is off if it doesn't detect anybody else in the room.
But my point is just if 95% of the time that people use this is in a room by themselves because it's too creepy to wear around another human being, that's the feature is not necessary, right?
Yeah, that's true. Like the feature was designed with the understanding that if there are a lot of these and if people are wearing them, then they'll want to have like a quasi-normal human conversation experience. But the thing is, like, it's year one, and their first product in this lineup is $3,500. That's not really going to be the case. Like the other supposedly like really game changing breakthrough new experience is having the spatial persona FaceTime call. Like from everything I've heard from people who've tried it out, it's really great. Like having, you know, two people wearing Vision Pros who do like the special persona FaceTime call. I mean, they feel like they're hanging out as if they were in the same room and they could be across the planet. But the problem is that that feature depends on multiple people having Vision Pros, and I don't know anybody else who has one.
Leander! Or did he turn his back in? I can't ever
I wonder how often he even uses it. And the other thing too is like the Ghost Eyes, even for the feature, even for the use case that they think that it solves for, it doesn't solve that. It doesn't solve that problem because the Ghost Eyes are so creepy. They're so faint that people cannot take you seriously when your eyeballs suddenly fade into existence in these goggles. It's just not practical, and it's so ridiculous and comedic that no one can take you seriously when you're wearing these things. Maybe in some bright white boardroom in Cupertino, this seems normal, but anyone in the real world is not going to take you seriously when your Ghost Eyes are sitting there staring at them, and plus you can hardly see them anyway. So I think they just need to cut it all together. And just make it so that when you're wearing the goggles, maybe make a color that shows like you're engaging and like you're preoccupied, and
around the rim, right? Like just around the
there you go.
It's either red or green.
Kind of like the HomePod display, how it has like that little blurry. You know, it's technically a display, but it's just like a few LEDs under like a little piece of diffused glass.
Yeah, it just doesn't even need a display. Something. And you know, they ship it with a couple of, you know, Google Eye stickers. You know, you get a couple of different choices. You can either put on, you know, squinty ones or happy ones. You know,
I think they should allow you to have one giant Cyclops eye right in the middle. So that could
be an option.
It's just one big eyeball. Customize it. There could be an eyeball store where you can, you know, buy different third-party eyeballs so that people can see it.
I just, it's not going to be stickers. It's going to be magnetic, right? And then they can sell different stickers, different magnetic eyeballs. You get a wide choice of eyeballs.
Yeah.
Oh man, we just solved the whole problem, man. Now it's
I'm not sure we did.
Cost less, and they make more money.
Or, you know, like you just slide the goggles up when people are talking to you, like you do with glasses or, you know, anything else that you wear on your face, you know, ski goggles or something. Like I think they over-architected this solution, and it is as cool as they thought it sounded. It probably adds a tremendous expense, and it's just not needed, and it doesn't actually solve any real-life problems, I don't think. But, I mean, we had heard that they have basically backburnered Vision Pro 2 in an effort to develop this cheaper version, right? Like, that was the story that came out this week. Like, I heard they canceled the Vision Pro 2. I don't think that's true, but they are not actively working on it because they want to get the cheaper version of Vision Pro 2. I think they got to do something, man. They're losing momentum big time. I mean, it was huge. It was a cultural moment, and then it predictably did what we thought it was going to do. It just disappeared. And even people that still have the Vision Pro never talk about them. They seem like they're trying to figure out reasons to use their Vision Pro, and there haven't really been a ton of use cases to actually put the thing on and wear it.
Hoping to God something useful comes along, some great app. Please, I want to use my $3,500 headset.
Plus tax. Yeah. I mean, how often do you use yours, Griffin?
Oh, I use it, I would say 5 days out of the week.
Okay, so you still use it a lot.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I think part of the problem is that, like, you know, it's a chicken and egg problem where, like, they need to sell enough headsets so people buy them, so that developers make apps for them. Like, it's kind of Apple's responsibility to get the ball rolling themselves, and we just haven't seen that kind of commitment from Apple. Like, they released Vision OS 2, and it doesn't come with any new native Vision OS apps. Like, calendar, reminders, podcasts are still iPad apps in compatibility mode. There have been, like, 3 episodes of their spatial TV series, and like, it's been 3 months later, and we finally get episode 2. Like, okay,
yeah,
great.
They're not moving very fast on it.
Apple cares more about the Vision Pro than any other company on the planet, and they're not showing that they really care about it at all.
Yeah, it's moving surprisingly slow.